Hi, Toy Soldiers here again with another Pauper deck profile. This time we're going to be going over Alice. We built her off of Death. She's from the most recent set, Blood Omen. And of course she wants to be using weapons. And I designed this particular deck to be a high attack overload, but I'll get into it. So Alice, if you don't know what she does, E, once per turn, this attack gains weapon until end of turn. So this attack, that's important. We're going to be using that later on. And then E, name a card type. If your opponent blocks your weapon attack with the named card type, draw one card and your opponent loses 2 vitality. So the reason I went for a high attack overload with Alice is so that you have a little bit of an easier time looking through your opponent's discard pile, figuring out what their high blocks are, and giving yourself a little bit more of a advantage in guessing what those blocks are going to be based on what they've played the turn prior and so on and so forth. So that should help us along with that a little bit. But getting into the attack lineups, the basic attack lineup we're going to be running is going to be 4 egg drops, 4 raging slash, and of course 4 everywhere. I love this card. Egg drops in the deck because it's momentum hate, and it's a powerful 2 that I can dump momentum into. It's also a 3 difficulty, which we're trying to go for a balanced build in this one. So I got the 3, 4, 5. I've got the low, mid, high blocks. I've got kind of the balance set out here. And it's momentum hate, and I really like momentum hate right now. Momentum's really strong. Raging slash, this is just a really good numbers card. You're getting 9 stats out of a 4 dip with a +0 mid block. That's just amazing. So we're running this. And then everywhere, of course, is going to be our 1 card in the deck that's not a weapon attack, that we're going to be usually targeting with her ability to give it weapon. This card's just ridiculous. +3/+3 that your opponent can no longer enhance on. It's just insane. So it's 7/7 out of the gate if you combo it, and then we got lots of pump in the deck, so everywhere should be able to cleave some people in half. For the rest of the attack lineup, we're running 3 Steel Resurrections. This card's really good for ending your attack chains because you can still play it on the 5 because it ignores the weapon cards preceding it, and then using Alice's Enhance with this Enhance, you can usually get the 2 burn off pretty easily, so we're running 3 of those. And then, not the most ideal, but we're also running 3 Pinbot Strikes. It's a weapon, it's high, it's got a decent block on it, and it's got okay numbers on it. The E Destroy, next time you destroy something, get a top down. That's only really going to come in with 1 card in our deck. We're not really going to be able to utilize that too much, which is really unfortunate. I don't like missing out on effects, but it fits the mold of what we're doing with our attack lineup, so she's in there. In terms of actions, we're only running 1. We're running 2 showdowns. If you're going to build a sideboard for this, you can easily stick in 2 more showdowns because showdown's really strong right now with all the really strong high attacks. And this can shut down high attack offense, and it can shut down the action cards, with Stop being a really big card right now as well. Yeah, this card is pretty relevant. So getting into the foundations of the deck, of course, we're running the Hunt for Spiders and Dragons, because this is obviously going to be your target removal in the deck. Also low block. It's one of only 5, or it's 4 of the 5 3 diffs we've got running in the deck for foundations. And the flip effect's all right if we can get the damage through and if we're going to play it down, but usually we're going to be going for that target control because, that's also pretty important in the meta right now. We're running 1 Survivalist. Going back to what I was saying about Alice and this attack gains a weapon until end of turn, that's important with Survivalist because you can mix that up with New Alliance, where this weapon gets +2 or -2 damage, which you can then use Survivalist to knock an attack back down to its printed values, which is really strong with multiple copies. So if someone's multiplying out a big attack, you can then New Alliance, or give it weapon, New Alliance pump it, and then knock it down to 0/0 with Survivalist. So that's a fun little combo that you can do. And or you can just get the damage pump on any of your own attacks. Obviously good. And then if your opponent attempts to block this attack with a foundation, they get -3 and you draw a card. That's another good thing. You can just spam onto your attacks if you're trying to push through a kill turn. You just want that extra, a little bit of extra oomph behind your attacks. If you pay attention to anything going on in the PTCs lately, you probably are familiar with this garbage, Pull the Magic and Diplomatic. It's just extra burn, it's cheesy, it's gross, it's dumb. You force them to bounce cards and then you burn them for it. It's dumb, it's grimy, but it's good and it works, so we're running it. Because, why not? We're also running the Design for Combat Balance Fighter combo because, looping cards, digging cards, that stuff's important. Also 2+ block, can't complain. Speed reduction, can't complain. All the good stuff on the card. Getting into Deadly Up Close mixed with Excuse My Proxies. 4 copies of Wild Temperament. These cards together are what are really going to make these everywhere is disgusting. This coming late game, if we start getting more Wild Temperaments out, you play your everywhere, you give it the +3 damage, your opponent can no longer enhance, give it the +3 speed, put it at 7/7, give it +2 more speed, putting it at 9/7, and then your Wild Temperaments start going off, so you start getting some pretty stupid numbers on an everywhere that they can no longer enhance on. So, you know, that's half decent. Again, everywhere, gross card. Hard to deal with, trust me. Speaking of numbers that are hard to deal with, Respect for Yamato. This card's really cool. I like it with any attack lineup that's really focused on one zone, like high zone, like what we're running. And having Respect for Yamato out, it really makes the opponent think if they want to throw the block down, like their dedicated high blocks, into the first attack or two, always worrying if you've got an extra attack later on that you can throw the Respect for Yamato on once they put a card into their card pool. So this is kind of interesting that way. And anytime you know that you can really squeeze that damage or the last attack through, obviously this thing's just going to kill people. It's stupid. Speaking of stupid cards, Mathematician's really strong right now too. Same kind of function as Respect for Yamato, only hit procs on the unique foundations. You commit, blow it up, get +2 damage. But it's that destroy after your opponent attacks, resolve, turn it face down, play ball, committed. That's amazing. Shuts down combos, shuts down weird wonky card pool effects. This card's really strong. I wouldn't want to run this deck without 4 of it. Kleptomaniac, just a nice little flavor card. Another place for our momentum to go, and another way to hate on momentum. So that's good. And then my last, Draw Hate, Dream Thief. Depending on how you play or your meta, you can switch this out with Portal Barrier. It fills the same roles. It's a spammy thing. 3+ block on low again. So that kind of depends. If you're going to run a sideboard on this, I recommend Reactive Style, just for more in the moment momentum hate and momentum gain. And then Power Struggles for the throw hate, if you're going to be running something for that. But that's it for a death build. I try to build this thing without using any King of Fighters, and still trying to make it somewhat viable, so using all commons and uncommons. So there you go. If you find yourself being poor and wanting to build an Alice deck that's half decent, here's a good place to start with. And then obviously as you get more rares and stuff, you can fill this deck in. But this deck does a really good job of kind of showing how disgusting this card can be. And Alice does a good job of making it a little bit more gross. So yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think. That's the deck. Till next time.